Once you've moved, you'll begin the actions phase. The actions phase consists of 4 parts completed in the following order: cutting an album at the studio, performing at venues, buying instruments at stores, practicing instruments at homes. You can only do an action if you have an artist on the applicable space. If there's no one in the studio, move on to the next available action, in this case, performing. Performing is the simplest action. Each artist on a venue space gets 1 coin for performing. If you have any money and any artists at a store, you can buy an instrument. The only instrument options in stock are the 2 instruments in the quadrant that corresponds to the store where your artist currently is. When you buy an instrument, you choose which one or more you'd like, and you spend 1 coin for each instrument you buy. After buying the instrument, you can add a creative juice token to the appropriate instrument space on the album card belonging to the artist that bought the instrument. Practicing is a bit like buying an instrument, except that your artist needs to be at a house. You don't have to spend any money to practice. However, the artist practicing does need to already have at least 1 creative juice for the instrument they'd like to practice. Like buying an instrument, they can only choose to practice the instruments that are in the same quadrant as the space they're on. These are the instruments they may currently be inspired to practice. So to recap, this artist can't practice guitar or saxophone because the instruments aren't in the appropriate quadrant. Even if they were, they also don't have any creative juice for those instruments. However, they can choose to practice either the drums or piano in this scenario. So when practicing an instrument, discard the appropriate card and add another creative juice token without spending any money to do so. When all the actions are done for your action phase, replenish any instrument cards that were used on your turn. On some turns, you'll have artists in the studio where you can cut an album. This is a major opportunity to earn cred that will help you win. Cutting an album costs 5 coins, regardless of how many artists you bring to the studio. You can bring just 1 artist, or you can bring all 4. Each artist performing on the album brings in a base value of 3 cred. So it's worth more cred to have more artists performing on an album. You also get an additional 1 cred for each creative juice you have on the regular instruments of each artist in the studio. Also note that the instrument in yellow on each album card is a featured instrument. Any creative juice you have for featured instruments will actually be worth 2 cred for each creative juice token. Here's the total for all the creative juice tokens on both regular and featured instruments. After this, go ahead and move your token to keep track of your cred. Now, you can finish up your action phase if you have any options left outside of the studio.